if you think of the world of the learning disabled child, you're trying your heart out and they're telling you you're lazy and saying to you, if you'd only try, you could do it. And of course they would do it if they could do it.
There's a school in Washington, D.C. where some of those children no longer feel stupid, where for the first time they experience success.
The mom you'll meet today tried to get help decades ago when her son was struggling with some very severe learning disabilities. But when that help didn't arrive, she took matters into her own hands, opening a unique school that uses art to teach.
No one teases you here about being dumb or anything. In my old school, things were really difficult, and I never really felt like I was very smart. A lot of times I would feel like I was really stupid. And when I came here, I know now that I'm not stupid at all.
Poor parenting can make it worse, but can't cause it. Lack of effort can make it worse, but can't cause it. It's intrinsic to the individual. It's that switchboard of the brain that isn't working properly.
Smith has brought celebrated actors and artists to the school, all successful now, and all learning disabled.
But you don't have to be a great reader or speller or writer.
Tom Cruise couldn't learn to read.
I'm dyslexic.
Cher still has trouble reading and can't even dial long-distance numbers.
What is your learning disability?
Well, you know what? I can't spell.
You can't spell?
No. It's like I write the first letter, and then I go to the second letter, and then I go to the last letter, and I forget all the letters in between.
The stars bring a message to the children. A learning disability doesn't condemn you to failure. It's a message the children need to hear.
We welcome to our microphone Sally Smith, founder and director of the Lab School in Washington, professor at the American University. How did you get involved in the topic, the learning disabled?
Well, in the beginning, I got involved because I had 3 children in 4.5 years, and my youngest son was severely learning disabled. In Washington in 1967, I couldn't find anything that really would cater to his needs. And so I tried to get other people to start it, and I had some ideas. And I had just done a project in the Adams Morgan neighborhood in Washington, really using strategies that worked with my kids. And finally, there was a tutoring center that had 2 children. They didn't know what they could do for the fall. And they said to me, would you be able to start a school? We've got a house right next door. And I thought, well, with my background in psychology and cultural anthropology and modern dance, I'm not quite the one. But I went ahead and did it, opened a school in 20 days, and started with 3 children. Then we had 10, then 11, then 15, then 25. And by the time we got to 45, we needed a new building and so on.
How many in these years have gone through the school?
Well, thousands.
It started with Gary needing all kinds of help along the way.
Dyslexia, ADD. For the longest time, I knew I wasn't stupid, but I felt like I was.
I had a son who wasn't learning to read, write, do math, but he was bright. And there are a lot of them in the United States who are extremely bright, who learn in different ways. So they need unorthodox methods to teach them, and they can succeed.
Well, it was so important to build on their strengths, to individualize, to take what they like to do, want to do, can do, and use that to teach them what they need to know. It took a lot of task analysis. In other words, looking at what is it that you want them to do, breaking it down, finding out where they had mastery, and putting it into a form where they could do it step by step and achieve it. And also making sure that they had very specific praise, not global praise, and that they really could learn by doing.
She's a genius. She's done all of this herself, and all out of the experience that she had with her children. From that, we have all profited, and I owe her my children's life.
To my son Gary, who's been my finest teacher and my hardest taskmaster, he who did not read until he was 13 years old because of his severe learning disabilities once said, quote, "Now I understand how people can read to themselves. They have to share it with their brains."
She's not only my mother, she's my friend. She kind of like radiates love, you know. I mean, I feel it every time she walks in the room.